Welcome to Jeep Beach News and Views, a podcast about everything Jeep Beach in Daytona Beach, Florida. Here are your hosts, Charlene and Kurt from JBR.
Hey, y'all, and welcome back to Jeep Beach News and Views. Kurt.
We got news today.
My gosh, go ahead and tell them.
Yeah, he's going
to tell you.
Oh, happy to be here today.
Oh, okay.
How was that?
That was pretty good.
You threw us a curveball
You
there.
did. You
I
did
was just
throw
like
us.
watching
And
soccer.
hi, producer Rob. How you doing over there?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. Living
You
the
guys
dream.
doing good?
We're living
We
the
are.
dream, baby.
All right. Well, good
We're
to hear.
living the 14 days away from Jeep Beach dream.
No doubt.
Which could sometimes be considered a nightmare, but
we're good.
for the most part, it's a dream.
Remember, once the show runs, it pretty much runs itself.
Absolutely. And
we're
all the
good.
changes we're making this year, 100%, we
It'll
are not
suit
going
me.
to get it 100%.
No, it'll just double run itself.
Exactly.
This year.
It double
It'll be
run
great.
itself.
Double
Okay.
run, yeah.
But before we jump into the big announcement, a special guest today with us, yours truly, Mr. Michael Friedel, Kurt's cohort in crime.
That's my brother from another mother.
Yes, he is. And y'all look at them, they look like brothers. Goatee's
sorta.
a little bit
Yeah.
different,
Yeah,
but
just-
they pretty
Hey, and just to let everybody know, he's the older brother.
Which makes him the better looking brother.
Yeah, exactly. I like the way you think. I'll pay you later for that one.
Free money.
But you,
Free money. Yeah, I'll send you free money. We're good.
See, Angie, I tried to keep them away from the free money. They have learned our tricks, baby
Yeah.
girl. But with
Anybody
that
want to
said,
know about it? I give a class for $29.99. I will teach you how to get free money.
Oh my God. But anyway, so you gentlemen I get to interview the two of you today, and I'm pretty excited about this. But you both handle our vendors. You are both your
Correct.
co-directors of the vendors, the Jeep Beach vendors, and y'all are still got a pretty good grip on it as the directors of vendors. However, you're growing rapidly, and with the change, can we please take a moment? But before we take a moment for the changes, what's the big announcement you want to tell everybody?
Well, as of Friday, we are completely...
Good Friday.
Good Friday. It was a good Friday.
It was
Yep,
a good Friday.
Good Friday. The map was complete, and now we're in the final stages, just getting everything put together. But we are sold out, Charlene.
Woo-hoo! So go ahead with your big announcement. So glad to be here, but you are...
Sold out.
Thank you, gentlemen. We are sold out.
This is the first time in Jeep Beach history we've been sold out of vendors, and that we literally, as we had to make a few adjustments, used every linear foot that was possibly able to use.
Foot, my honey, but I saw the map. You've used every centimeter.
Yeah. So, even for some of our late responders, we were able to make it work.
Scaffolding is in play for next year to add more, right?
I think, Rob, you're going to eventually get your scaffolding.
Second,
Or
Rob,
we
you
just
know what I
start
think?
setting up in the venue, up on the stairs and the seats. And,
Rob, I think what we'll do next year, we're going to move it inside and outside.
That's not a bad idea. You might get some vendors who want to go inside, but where inside?
No, out on the midway.
facing ISB,
Facing
International
ISB.
Speedway Boulevard.
So maybe, we make it to where we do vendors out on the outside
Look at
plus
you
the
two.
inside. So
Look at you two getting creative.
Is this actually something you're considering?
Well, it's something I'm considering, or using
the turn
the
four?
turn 4 area, which we could use, but I think out front would make a good little place just because of the traffic flow. So
During the course of the week. We'll see.
But then again, we have, I would say this is a great year of vendors because
You're
they
over
are,
200 vendors. We do know that. So
Well-
what does sold out mean? Is it the number of vendors? No. What does sold out mean, Michael?
There's no more space. All the
Yes.
linear footage space that we had marked out for vendors is gone.
Yep.
And that was right around 10,000 linear feet. Yes?
Yeah,
Just
we'll
a little
call
bit
it.
over.
We'll call it 10,000.
Yeah, it's-
9,800 and something.
Yeah, it's just shy, but you picked up some more,
Yeah,
so it might push you over 10,000 now, right?
And
10,000 foot, 1 inch.
yes,
And it might be that. It's crazy. So 10,000 linear feet. So that's not square footage.
That's linear
because that's
footage.
just the road front. Like, I'm the Charlene Greer something vendor, right? We'll call me the Charlene Greer JBR vendor. and you set me up, and when I order or I reserve and go on and get my spot and I want 40 feet, that means 40 feet across the road front where people can travel in and out of my booth, correct? Yep. That's not the depth, so it's not the square footage of each spot.
And as you say with a bunch of events that you go to, when they get a 20-foot spot, it's usually a 20 by 10 or 20 by 20.
Yeah. Right. You guys, how do you do it here?
We're a little bit different because of the wonderful place that we have to do our event.
Thank you, Daytona International Speedway.
Correct. We're able to do about 28 foot deep on every spot. So for a vendor who would usually have a 10 by 10, they actually, well, say a 20 foot because we don't do a 10 foot.
We don't sell any more 10 foot.
So a 20 foot, 7
And let's talk about that for a minute. I hate to interrupt and jump in, but I do. We just said we don't sell 10 foot spots. Why? They get lost.
They get lost.
Way lost.
We had some 10-foot vendors in 2022 that they just kind of mixed in with the 60 or 40 that were on each side of them, and people would just, if they didn't have something that really caught their eye, they just kind of walked by them. So we were as we took it apart, a 20-foot spot you're going to see.
Absolutely. And doing a 20-foot spot, even if they're just selling out of a 10 by 10, they can put their Jeep next to it, or at least something there that catches
their eye.
The participants and the consumer's eyes. Yeah. So, and that was important. And that was a call that we made as an entire team, saying we don't want to waste the money or the time of these smaller vendors that were just setting up 10 by 10s, because they're investing a lot of their hard-earned dollars to come to the show and support it and be here.
Correct.
And we don't want them to be overlooked. Right. So thank you guys for making that decision.
I mean, if we went old school and did everything 20 by 20, we could fit 300 vendors.
And you would have them because the number of vendors
we would have them, but unfortunately for that, 300 vendors in a 2-day event, that's a lot to see in 2 days.
We'd have to go to like a 4-day event to get 300 vendors.
So, we think the number we have now is great. We think it works.
People can easily walk it in a 2-day show.
Correct.
Yes.
You can walk it in a day. It's a lot of walking. But, I mean, if you really walk and look, and this year we have 40-something new vendors.
41, I believe.
41
brand new products or brand new vendors that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
So, and then we had a bunch of returning vendors who wasn't here after COVID. Some of our bigger vendors.
Very good.
Some of our tire companies, some of our actual fabricating companies.
So we're starting to see everybody back out.
Everybody's coming back.
Yeah.
Very good.
And the great thing about it is it's going to be a great year. I hope everybody likes the new layout.
Well, I can tell you, working with some of the official sponsors and with some of the new vendors that have had questions. Of course, Angie answers a lot of the emails while you two gentlemen, pay our bills and work real jobs. Somebody got to pay the bills and make Angie and I free money, y'all. But and talking with her and seeing some of her correspondences with the new vendors, they are all in awe that they're going to be literally selling and setting up on the Speedway. But with that said, there are some obstacles. Pun intended, not just the obstacle course on the ball field, but there's no staking. So the vendors have to get creative on how are they weighting their tents down. It all has to be water barrels or cinder blocks or sandbags that are 900 pounds to hold it down in the wind, because the wind gets up. And Michael, you not only are one of our directors of vendors, but you also are on fire and rescue team for the Speedway. So you understand those obstacles. So what are the challenges that you guys have seen in setting up Vendor Row this year?
I think the biggest thing is going to be how they set their tents and where they put their weights. Some of them are, the tent company, if they're renting a tent, uses concrete block. Speedway is not particularly happy about 700-pound concrete blocks on their
asphalt
prestigious racetrack, which it makes sense.
Absolutely.
So they're going to have to be creative, and in order to be friendly to the Speedway and the lesser of all the evils, sand is preferable in bags, barrels, or water.
Okay. So there you go. And we're communicating that with all the vendors, but we definitely wanted to highlight that. So one more time, preferably sandbags.
Sandbags or water.
Sandbags or water. That is less detrimental to the track surface.
That's correct. And the great part about that is we're doing it at a time of year where it's not 120 degrees.
Yeah. It gets warm, but not 100 degrees warm. So
luckily with that, you don't have the, being scared of the asphalt wanting to have a dimple in it from the heat. So,
But we're taking all precautionaries because we do not want to repave the track surface. It's a little out of our budget.
No. Yeah. And there is another race coming up in August.
Yes.
So there's not enough time to repair the track.
No.
Now, Mike, the question I have is, you said water or sand.
Yes.
Do they have to provide that water and sand? Is there water available for them? Say they have the bags, they got to fill them up.
There's water on site. There's plenty of
barrels and buckets.
For barrels and buckets, we can do that.
Because I think they may even let us use the water truck this year.
Potentially.
If we've got people down the aisle where we can't get water, that we can get
but
it down
I want to go back. What did you say about the sand? Sand is not available.
Sand is not on site.
So
bring sand.
So if you are a vendor listening to this and you choose to sandbag your tent, make sure that you bring your sand and your containers.
Or go right across the street to Home Depot. They have plenty of it in the bag.
Home Depot,
right across from the Speedway. You can pick up your buckets, as they found out last year.
Yep.
And you can pick up your sand
because
there if you need it.
Because there is zero tolerance on what?
Staking.
Yeah, that's a no.
Yeah, you will not. I would hate for a vendor to have to pay for that hole.
Me too, because that's going to be an expensive hole.
I
hear tell one stake through the asphalt on the track surface can cost you anywhere around $10,000 plus, depending where on the surface it is.
Yep.
So you do not want to stake. So vendors, please, again, we're actually, you know what, Rob? When this drops, the video and the podcast, the video cast and the podcast, will you make sure you get both links to us so that we can email these links to our vendors so that they can
I will make that happen.
Thank you, producer Rob. Right. That is perfect. So, but so zero tolerance on stakings. We've talked about the obstacles of waiting now that we're on track surface, which that's really, most of our vendors are used to that because there was only a few sections in previous years that were on grass and could stake. Most everybody is already very familiar with the weighting of their displays and not staking. So, but we just want to make sure that with the move to the front stretch and on the track surface, that that is well communicated.
Well, there was really no staking of anything for a vendor. It was our tents that we had to have staked, but we have to go through a lot
to make that happen. And this year we're no staking anywhere, from my understanding.
No staking.
Oh, we just lost a light.
Ooh. We did, didn't we?
We did. Did we get too dark?
I don't think so.
Okay, we still look okay over there, producer Rob. As good as we can look.
I'm looking at it. Looks fine.
Okay,
but
there
again,
you go.
For behind the scenes action here, I'm also working a switch, so the camera angles.
There you go. Look at you doing.
Hey,
you're doing producer things.
Pushing buttons.
You're pushing buttons and doing producer things.
That's right.
So
you're like my wife; she pushes buttons.
Hey, it's a profession of mine.
But the great thing about it is, I think it's going to be a wonderful show. I think everybody is going to like the new layout. The flow is going to be so much better.
So easy.
The entrances from the people parking in the horseshoe are going to walk right into the vendor area.
They have 4 entrances from the horseshoe.
And the
4.
people.
So let's talk about that for a minute, because a lot of the vendors, it's hard to visualize, and quite honestly, it's difficult for us to visualize not having done it. And we've walked it a million times with you guys. Y'all been out there 1,020,000 times because y'all been out there more than we have together. But in walking this space, it's still hard to visualize, even though you see it. But we know where the entrances are, and over where the infield Jeeps park, we'll have 10,000 Jeeps in the horseshoe. 8,000, however many they put in there. And those people parking in the horseshoe have 4 different entrances just to turn 1. Then they have another entrance that's towards the center of the speedway at the start-finish line, which is, we're calling it the Jeep Beach Village. However, in layman's term, on day-to-day, it's the fan zone. So with that space, that those people in the horseshoe are VIPs, are boosters. They can enter through the middle of the show. Our Club Row parking and people over on the east side of the speedway, they've got their own entrance into the show. And then everybody out front has easy access to walk right in, and boom, there they are. They don't even have to tram in this year. They literally can walk in and as
There
the
it is.
angels sing,
And
there's our vendor show.
The great thing about the vendors on the east end, that's a lot of our first-year vendors. The great thing for them, we found out this week, we are 16 Jeeps away from being sold out on Club Road.
Real close.
So
What?
that's over 300 Jeeps that will be parked in Club Road.
Wow.
And with that,
And that may change. I saw one of our local folks this morning posted up that they are now considering themselves the largest. They are bringing 50 or 52 Jeeps.
Oh, wow.
so
Our roadie opened up his expansion to his club yesterday, and they jumped all over it.
Oh, that's awesome.
We may be getting something.
Wow. Wow. So Club Row, all our lights are going out. What in the world?
Well, that's
Both
not
lights
good.
went out. Should we turn a light on in
Yeah,
here?
you know what, Mike? Hit that switch over there.
This
There's
is
a
what
switch.
happens behind the scenes, y'all. When we tell
There's a
you
light
we
switch
are
there.
as real gets, we're
we
as
go.
real as real
We're on.
gets.
We're on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a
We're not afraid.
a technical question here.
Uh-oh.
You reckon they're hot?
No, I'm wondering, are those
They got to be charged.
Are they charged?
I think that's what
Yeah.
the problem is.
Oh, they're
They
charged.
probably haven't been
Everything is
Yeah,
rechargeable
truth be
now.
told, last week I didn't even use those. And I just used the house lights, and which aren't bad. It just kind of whitewashes, flushes.
Right.
And it just kind of.
We'll charge them today.
Y'all, these
no
are
big deal.
technical things that happen
saying
here
that
at
we're
JBR
still learning.
Studios.
Are you saying I'm going to be like real pasty?
No, you'll be
We
fine.
live in Florida. We need to look like we have good
No,
tans.
now I'm saying right now, Mike, you're the tannest one here. So
Yeah.
He's outside more than we are.
I spend a lot of
can't
time
wait.
outside.
It's so funny that you said that because sunscreen. Welcome back, Habana
Yeah.
Brisa is the official
Yes.
sunscreen.
Thank
it is a
God.
thing because none of us this time of the year get out in the sun because we're in the midst of Jeep Beach planning. So post Jeep Beach is when that tan we get our tan on. So
So with the Club Row, with that many Jeeps, you're going to have those people walking right by your area first
Unbelievable.
thing, which is going to be phenomenal. And we've got a couple of little surprises in that.
well, I want to
corner.
talk about one of the surprises because our good friend Randy that brings the ginormous
I thought you weren't
inflatable.
gonna do that
Yeah, we're
yet.
going to talk to him. We're going to talk it. We're going to start announcing it right now. And
It ain't a surprise.
in one of the sections, and we won't say what section, but we're going to send them on a little scavenger hunt. That giant Jeep is going to be posted up in one of the sections. What do people need to know about such giant Jeep and what you guys asked us if we could do?
Well, the cool thing about it, where we're putting this Jeep, everybody should have to be able to walk down to it sometime during the day.
It's easy access.
It's easy access.
access.
And when you do, we need your picture taken in front of it. Do something crazy, do something goofy, and send it in. And somebody's going to win a VIP experience for 2025.
What the what?
Yep.
So, which a VIP you cannot buy. You can buy boosters. And speaking of being sold out of Club Row, I hear tell that they found 5 more booster registrations, or maybe it was 10. Anyway, it is a minute number that they had pulled from inventory because somebody wanted them on hold. That person never bought them in the group. They wanted to buy it as a group for something, employees or something. Anyway, those boosters did not get purchased. They are readily available
Oh, they're like
for
gold.
purchase, and they are like
They are
gold.
like gold.
So when I tell you there is literally a handful, it's 10 or less. I don't even know that it was 10, but it was 10 or less boosters, just like there was just a handful of Club Row that now seems those are taken. They're going to go like that. But I hear tell they opened them up yesterday online. So there are a handful of boosters left to purchase.
If they opened them up yesterday, they're probably gone.
They're probably
today.
already gone. But if not, go check and
Go
see.
check it out.
Go check and see.
By the
So-
time this drops, they could be gone.
they could
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
gone.
But just go check.
But
right?
go
Yeah.
check and see, because I was excited. I was like, oh my God, people are going to flip when they hear that there was a few found that were
Yeah.
never purchased. They had pulled them from inventory on hold anyway, yada, yada. They were there yesterday. Who knows if they're still there or not today, but they put those back up. So jumping back to that, in that all those sections and all those entrances, you guys that are coming in, there's no reason that anybody shouldn't make their way to the giant Jeep, right? I mean, they're everywhere. Yeah. And it's an easy, here's the honest to God's truth. Didn't you guys say we're like maybe a quarter of a mile shorter and walking distance, as if where in years past you had to zigzag, and it was like 3 miles or something, and now you're just shy of 3 miles? Is Correct. That true? I mean, it's still a long walk. We're not going to lie to you guys. It's still a lot of walking.
Pit Road is almost 1,600 feet. So
there you go. Yeah. So that's just Pit Road.
That's just Pit Road.
And that doesn't include where we go into the yellow install garages, which is a really cool experience for everybody, for the vendors and for spectators and consumers and participants. Because not everybody has access to Pit Road, number one, which is just crazy. The fact that we're setting up vendors on Pit Road, I still am like, yeah, but here we go. We're doing it. Number two, the garage, the yellow garages that we talk about where we do installs and where some of our vendors, you literally can have a stereo system installed. You can have bumpers installed. You can have whatever.
You want me to tell you what I'm excited about?
Tell me.
And Mike will agree. Armor Light is doing installs this year.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, y'all had to install my Armor Light,
we did.
And your own. So now you should be excited.
Yeah,
that's a process.
Maybe I can pick up a part-time gig with them.
Hey,
we've done this once.
Hey, what we'll do, since vendors run themselves, we'll go do installs.
Since vendors run themselves, exactly what Rob said. Everything just runs itself. So y'all aren't going to be needed.
Once everything starts, it runs itself.
There you go.
Yeah, we've got
several. See us at the Armor Light garage.
We got several vendors. Alpine will be doing installs again. DS18 will be doing installs this year.
Armor Light. So you can but what I wanted to get to is you literally could end up in, I don't know, let's say Kevin Harvick's stall and get something. Who knows what bay you're going to be in, but this is literally where the Cup Series cars are worked on and the pit crews, and this is their garages.
You know what we're going to do next year?
What?
You know how they put all their names above the doors? We will take pictures next year when we're at the 500.
And we'll say what, and then we'll be able to tell you whose stall.
Guess who was in this stall? You're in the same stall.
And that's really cool because, especially, being in Daytona, even if you're not a NASCAR fan and don't follow the sport, you know where you're at. You're in the infamous Daytona International Speedway, and all of these drivers, this is literally where their cars are at and where their haulers are, and even some of our campers, you guys. Our campers get to camp in the driver owner lot. And so you're literally camping where, and you know me, I'm old school NASCAR. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville used to camp, and Richard Petty. Richard still comes to the races. And his bus still goes in the driver owner lot. So all of those iconic. And
I think that's sold.
There might be a handful of those left. So camping again, y'all. We are, if not already sold out, we are down to the final numbers of all of the things. So if you're entertaining camping and getting in here, you wanted a booster, there might, I'm not saying they're still there, but there might be that opportunity. So there's just so much happening right now. The show is going to be ridiculous. And if you make your way to the giant Jeep, what are we giving away one more time?
A VIP experience.
How about if I sweeten the pot for you two and your vendors and let your vendors really help promote that? What if I give away 3 VIP packages to 3 posts? So 3 people that take their picture, post it on whatever our social media team does.
Correct.
They get to pick 3 winners for a JB2024 VIP.
That would be awesome.
That's good.
Done deal.
Yep.
Okay.
Consider it done.
Thank you.
Consider it done. 3 VIP opportunities, not just one, but we'll be giving away 3 VIP, and then maybe we'll do something even more fun. I'll come up with something creative. How about that? I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it because I do want to keep that a surprise. How about that? Is that good?
Yep. Sounds
all
good
right.
to me.
So anyway, you guys, it's going to be crazy, insane. We just want to be fully transparent with all these moves that we're making to our vendors, to our participants, to our partners. We know that we are not going to get it 100% right this year because it is such a drastic new footprint we are taking on.
Please be patient.
We are working diligently to try to get at least 90% right. But we know that there are going to be some tweaks that we have to make. So what we are asking everyone, please be patient, as Kurt just mentioned, and please show us grace. If there is an issue, do not come at our volunteers. These two are volunteers, you guys. Do not come at them in attack mode. Come at us level-headedly, and we will help find a solution. Right?
I like that.
I mean, that last year I had a gentleman all kinds of upset. He came at me in attack mode, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We are all on the same page here. I hear the problem and we can fix it, but I don't need you attacking me because all you're going to want me to do, all I'm going to want to do is turn around and run away from you because I don't have to stand there and listen to it, right? So please remember, we operate on the backs of amazing volunteers. Without them, we don't have a show. They are taking time off of work, away from family, away from everything to serve you, including these two, all of our event directors, all of our volunteers, and they are here to help give you the best experience. So please be patient. Please show grace, and let's have a great show. It is new, so yes, we will work through the obstacles that we did not foresee, but we're trying to find as many of them as we can before show happens. But it's inevitable that there will be something that doesn't go as planned, and you work with us, and we'll work with you to make it better, right?
There you go.
There you go. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Congratulations, and Godspeed in setting this show up.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
We appreciate y'all. Have a good one, Jeep Beach Nation. We'll see you in 14 days. 14 days. We'll see you. Bye.
That's a wrap on Jeep Beach News and Views. Be sure to subscribe for future automatic downloads to your favorite podcast player app. Got a comment? Or would you like to be featured on Jeep Beach News and Views? Email us at radio@jeepbeach.com. That's radio@jeepbeach.com. Until next time, keep all four on the ground and your tops down.